Okay guys, I do apologise, we did have some technical difficulties from my end, so as we come back to the battle, we did have the battle between obviously Jack and Terence, but you know, as I said, I do apologise, we did have technical difficulties from my behalf, so luckily we've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the clock, so we can enjoy this battle. You've got Silver Carter still trying to chase down, I believe, Scott Fenton, which the gap, I believe the gap has still grown, but you've got Silver Carter followed by Andy White and then of course Ben Smith, but we've got this battle between Jack and of course Terence, as Terence actually retakes the position from Jack there. You've got Dan and of course Doug Idle still in potentially 7th and 8th, yes, 7th and 8th respectively, and we've got 6 minutes to go, so I do apologise, we have missed quite a bit of the race, well, the last couple of, from when it cut off at 10 and a half minutes just after, so I do apologise. So we do have 5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in this race. As I say, I do apologise, we did have issues and it's not been the best. So we've got 5.5 minutes to go, and it will be a big amazing battle between obviously Terence and Jack. It has been a battle obviously since before our issues, and both of them in McLarens here at Silverstone. The conditions are not ideal, but you know, it's one of them and it's nothing we can do. But Scott Fenton at the moment, the Irishman, still leading the race. He will probably take another victory. I believe Dylan beat him to a victory at the Hungaroring last time out. But you got Silver Carter, Chris Cleaver in second place, Andy White in third in the Aston Martin, followed by Ben Smith in the Ferrari. So Terence and Jack are still battling as Jack gets onto his bootlet, almost going down the 100 straight here at Silverstone for round 3 of the Idle 4 Gaming Assetto Corsa Competizione Championship, brought to you by the Eldar Sim Racing. And Jack is alongside Terence. Terence gets overtaken by Jack quite easily there, going into the Grand Prix section, but Terence is still there. He's going to try and fight back, as we've got just 4 minutes remaining in this race. It's going to be spectacular. It could be a close finish between these two, between the two McLarens, as Jack tries to eke out that gap now from Terence. You've got Scott Fenton still eking out the gap from Chris Cleaver, and of course you've got the gap to Andy White and of course Ben Smith, and then you've got Doug and of course Dan and Doug still for 7th and 8th, but I believe Jack is still trying to hold off Terence with 3.5 minutes remaining, and it should be spectacular. It should be one of them. And I'll tell you what, I can't believe what I've seen tonight. It's been great, you know, it's absolutely amazing. But you got Andy White there still third place. You got Chris Cleaver trying to put a lap on Dan, and Scott Fenton there still in the lead. So you got Jack and of course I believe, so you got Jack and of course Terence still battling for 5th and 6th, but Jack now has a bit of a gap there. So we've got 3 minutes remaining. This is going to be very interesting. So Scott Fenton at the moment, the Irishman, potentially going to be on course for another victory, providing I don't put the mockers and put the commentators' curse on him. But you know, Silver Carter, Chris Cleaver is 13 point, near enough 14 seconds behind him now. Then you got Andy White in the Aston Martin, followed by Ben Smith, and of course Jack is now still got a bit of a gap from Terence, but Terence is still coming back with a vengeance with 2 minutes 20 on the clock. This is spectacular stuff. This could be potentially the penultimate lap of the race here at Silverstone. So anything can happen. Terence is not giving up at the moment. He's still got Dan and of course Doug for 7th and 8th. So it will be very spectacular indeed with 2 minutes to go here at Silverstone in round number 3 of the Idle 4 Gaming Eldar Sim Racing Assetto Corsa Competizione League. So it will be very interesting. It will be hopefully another Scott Fenton win, providing he keeps it on the circuit, of course. But I'm not going to curse him, because I cursed him in qualifying. And you know, you've got of course Jack and of course Terence still battling, but I believe Jack's now technically got away from Terence, so that's a bit of a gap now for Jack. Jack's now got breathing space, and you know, we've got a minute and 10 seconds remaining. So Terence is going to try and chase down Jack as they try and put another lap, unfortunately, onto Doug very shortly. So Doug will have to obey the blue flag rules, I'm afraid, but you know, hopefully Doug comes back stronger next week. So we've got 50 seconds remaining. Scott Fenton, where is Scott? Scott is going down the Wellington Straight at the moment. He must be laughing, because you know, he must be loving this. The Rainmeister, or the Irishman should I call him. But this will be very interesting. This will be potentially Scott's second win of the season, going into out of Luffield. About to cross the line to start the final lap of the race here, as we've got 17 seconds to go. So there we go. Silver Carter, Chris Cleaver, as the race has actually now ended. So it will be potentially Chris Cleaver, it'll be Andy White in second and third. Then you got Ben Smith in fourth. You've got Jack and of course Terence still battling away there. This will be spectacular. This will be exciting. I believe at the moment, as we see Dan in 7th, you've got Scott Fenton at the moment, the Irishman, in control of the Audi R8 there in first place, followed by Chris Cleaver coming home, will be coming home in second. Andy White in third, Ben Smith in fourth. Then you've got Jack potentially now going to come home in 5th place, providing he doesn't make any rash mistakes, which will allow Terence to close up. But Terence is getting there. But this is the battle. This will be potentially a battle, and we will see what goes on. But at the moment, Terence has, he spun out, put the curse on him. Oh, I do apologise, mate. Oh, unlucky. But Scott Fenton will be powering his way in towards the Wellington Straight to take another victory of the Eldar Sim Idle 4 Gaming Assetto Corsa League here at Silverstone. He'll be taking another victory, and Silver Carter will be there. So Jack will now have that advantage. Terence will now come home in 6th place. But Scott Fenton powering it into the Wellington Straight for the final time, going into Woodcote. And then obviously the crowd are going to go ecstatic as Scott Fenton powers it into Luffield for the final time. This will be another victory for Scott Fenton, the Irishman, potentially chasing down the Assetto Corsa Competizione title. And Scott Fenton takes another spectacular victory here at Silverstone in very atrocious conditions indeed. And all I can say is well done to Scott, but it will be potentially, I will take a screenshot of the results, because I believe this is how it will finish. So just bear with me 1 second, guys. So we got, I believe Jack will come home. So Chris Cleaver comes home second, Andy White will come home third, as he does. And then Ben Smith, what about this for Ben Smith? You know, he's had a couple of, I think it's potentially 6th place finishes, but he's got 4th place this evening in the Ferrari, so that will be a good showing for Ben. he'll be happy with us flashing the lights, because he's happy with that. So well done to Ben, finishing 4th in what must have been a very difficult race in that Ferrari. Then you have Jack. I believe Jack is now still holding on to 5th place, and then obviously Terence will come home in 6th place, and then Dan's already finished, so Dan's finished in 7th, and I believe Doug will finish, unfortunately, in 8th place. It's a bit of a shame for Doug, because you know Doug I was hoping Doug would do so well this evening, but hopefully Doug will bounce back and say, you know, do very well at the next meeting. But you know, Jack will come home, but despite early on a couple of mistakes. But Jack will take 5th place from, of course, Terence. So Jack is probably over the moon with that, as we can tell. And I believe Terence will now cross the line there to finish. Oh, okay. That's very interesting. That's okay, but so we've got Doug coming home in 8th place. So that was the Assetto Corsa, brought to you by Eldar Racing, and also proudly sponsored by Idle 4 Gaming. And I've been Hoppers for this evening here at a very dismal and wet Silverstone. Until next weekend, guys, I will see you very soon, but I will go through the quick results if I can. So in 1st place was none other than Scott Fenton in the Audi R8 LMS Evolution, and then you have Silver Carter, aka Chris Cleaver, in 2nd. Then you got Andy White coming home in 3rd. Then Ben Smith takes 4th. Jack comes home in 5th, followed by Terence and Dan and Doug Idle. Sadly, we lost Graham. In the early stages, he had mechanical issues in his Aston Martin, but hopefully next week he will be back and it will be a bit more spectacular, and hopefully we have more drivers as of next week. But until then, guys, I've been Hoppers, and I will see you guys very soon for another epic race weekend, or should I say race meeting. Take care, guys. Ta-ra.